Hey guys, Robbo and Goldie here, and thanks for tuning in. We brought our good mate Holshy and his family up, and we're up at the Running River just west of Townsville. We're here for the weekend, and today we're going to do a rib cook-off.
So basically what we've had to do is get a choice of 3 different meats. Robbo's gone the beef, I've gone the pork, and Holshy's gone the lamb.
And
Yep.
we're going to do it on the portable smoker. So what we'll do is we'll go to each camp, we'll show you what we're going to do to each rib and how we're going to prep it. Little waver, we have no idea what we're doing, and it'll get messier during the afternoon. So what I've got here is beef short rib. I want to just maybe cull back a bit of this fat because it's quite thick. It's quite hard and it'll be really hard to render down. But other than that, it looks pretty good. It's about 2 kilos. I'm going to try for maybe a 6-hour cook. See how we go. Trimmed up. If I trim any more, it's going to leave some big dents, and we don't want that because it'll pool with fat when we put it in the smoker for hours. But I want a binding agent, and I'm going to use a bit of Worcestershire sauce. I find this one at Woolies, it's really thick, it's like syrup. Just a binding agent. You can use olive oil. I've seen them use mustard. And all I'm putting on is salt and some black pepper, garlic salt, and I've got some Cajun. The main meat, I want to do a really heavy bark, which is like a thick, crusty coating. And there you have it. Really thick coating on the meat side, so we can get that nice bark finish after our cook. Hey Goldie, what do you, mate? That's it. I'm going to let that rest and just bring it up to room temperature, and I'm going to see how the smoke is going. Go over to the enemy, mate. See what he's doing.
Come over here, mate, you'll learn something. Alright guys, so don't listen to anything the Robbo's just said, because beef ribs are not the way to go, pork ribs are the way to go. So now that that's all trimmed up and looking really nice, what I'm going to do is put a bit of spice and some sweetness in there for the rub, and we'll get that going. So basically, grab yourself a bowl, put it, I don't know, put about a handful, I suppose is all I'm going to need of the brown sugar. So I've got some brown sugar in there, couple of teaspoons of pepper, and same with salt. So mix those all in together. Bit of pretty much a couple of teaspoons of garlic powder. Throw that in there, so that'll look nicely like that. And also just a couple of teaspoons of sweet paprika. That'll make a nice, rich, red looking flavour, colour. And so I'll just mix all that up. So before we put it all on, we've just got a binding agent, a bit of olive oil that I brought out and didn't borrow off anyone. So whack that down on your pork, just a little tiny splash there, rub it in nicely. Same with the other side. Oh shit, righto, too much. Righto, so that's looking all nice and pretty. Now with your rub, just lightly coat your pork. That's it. That's all. It's all done now. So basically, I'm just going to whack that on the smoker, and for the first part, I reckon about 2 hours. I reckon, give or take.
You finished with this?
Mate, I'm done with that. You can rack off with that now. Whack it on there for about 2 hours, uncovered, with the other scrap bits of meat that's on the smoker already, and get stuck into this lamb.
Mine's going on. We've just put a little bit of water in a tray with a bit of Worcestershire sauce. And I had it at about 240 degrees Fahrenheit. I reckon mine's going to need a little bit more than there, so I've got a bit of a head start.
Hey guys, absolute pleasure to be around these two guys. Most of Australia know about them.
Oh shit!
But as you know, with Robbo and Goldie, for them it's all about size, like their subscriber list, and they've gone out and tried to get the biggest piece of pork and beef ribs there is. But the key to any smoke-off competition is actually the quality of the meat. And what I've done here is, you can zoom in on this if you like. Have a look at that. Lamb ribs, delicious. So I'll be keeping it nice and simple. We've got some special garlic powder here, butter, and I ducked down a little bit earlier this morning to Running River before Robbo and Goldie, and I've grabbed some of the local bark, native around here, and sort of grind it down. So we're going to use that as the bark covering to really pull out the flavours. So I'm going to put that together. As my is a little bit smaller than the other lads, it'll probably cook first, and so everyone will get a bit of a taste of this later this afternoon, and then we'll probably throw the pork and the beef in the bin. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. Okay, good to be on board. Cheers.
So put it on the smoker. Just whack it straight on there. Try not to get it too close to the other scrap bits of meat. I don't know how we're going to fit all these in, but anyway, bunch it up nicely. Put it in there like that.
Beautiful.
And I reckon, mate, 2 hours, and that is good to go.
2 hours?
To start off with. And then we'll keep going to the next stage. Right.
So we're just putting on that first layer. You want to try and cover as much of the ribs as you can. And then with the binding agent on this one, you want to leave it sit for about 10-15 minutes till the garlic covering actually looks wet. If it's still dry, then it's not ready for that next layer. So this is getting pretty close, so we'll let it sit for 10 minutes, and then we'll move on to the next stage.
Water tray.
Where do we put it?
Tell me you think about this, didn't you? Goldie, you...
Put the lid down there.
2 hours in, and we'll have a look. I want to just give my beef ribs a bit of a spritz. I've got water, balsamic vinegar, and some Worcestershire sauce. Oh mate, that's looking pretty bloody good, isn't it? You can see mine, it's starting to reduce and starting to puff up. Oh mate, even that lamb's looking pretty good too.
Don't get any of that crap on mine, mate.
Nope, okay. All right, that's 2 hours. I reckon I'll go another 2 hours, and then I'm going to wrap it in butcher's paper. We'll go from there.
All right, guys, so again, we're about 2 hours in for the pork ribs as well. What I'm going to do now is just take them out. I'm going to wrap it up, put in some moisture in there for it, wrap it so it's nice and tight, and then put it on for probably another 2 hours. See how we go. Here, we'll just have a nice little look. So far, it's looking absolutely mint. So I'll take those out. Put that back on there, mate. Bring them over here. Make sure I try not to drop it. Flip them over. As you can see, they look bloody beautiful. So I'll take this off. Watch me absolutely spill this everywhere. So break them up to make a little boat. Put some secret herbs and spices. Okay, it's chicken stock. Make that nice and moist.
Moist.
Yeah, you like it like that.
Smells good.
It does smell good. So put a little bit of that on. Not too much, don't want to drown it. Wrap it up so it's nice and tight. Just watch out for those bones that are protruding out, because you really don't want to pierce any holes in this thing.
Jesus, look at the ribs next to it, mate.
Smells like shit.
3.5 hours in. And I just want to try and wrap mine up. You can see it's reduced the heat. All nice and puffy. But let's try and wrap this up. Compared to that, that makes it steamy, and this doesn't because I want to keep the bark.
I've been monitoring this pretty closely over the last couple of hours.
Yeah, not.
And my son even added a few special ingredients.
You fight her on the ground.
And it's time for the lamb ribs to come off.
Will!
Let's have a look. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yep.
Oh, dude, that looks
Yeah,
amazing.
Perfect.
A cooking lamb.
Oh, nice and tender, juicy.
Right guys, so it's been about 4 hours now, so 2 hours smoking, 2 hours wrapped. I'm about 2 beers in. And what I'm going to do now, what I'm going to do now is do the barbecue sauce. So it's going to be a pretty simple recipe. What I've got in here is pretty much a handful of brown sugar, some tomato sauce, or some paprika, probably about 2 tablespoons of paprika.
Yeah, 2 beers you say.
Mustard powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper. Add all these in. Give it a good old mix.
Oh wow, that looks good, man. Smell that. That smells mint.
Oh my god.
That smells amazing. And you're going to chuck that back on.
Straight on, mate. Uncovered, so do you want to open that up?
Open the lid up, Hoshi.
And watch them drop it.
Oh, please don't drop it. Oh, they're not going to... Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good.
You don't want that bit.
So you can eat that.
Are we gone by the time to get that? I reckon leave that for half an hour.
Half hour, buddy.
Let's get into it.
2 more beers.
One more.
All right, we've let it sit for the about 30 minutes. So let's have a look at it, see how she's come up. All right, so maybe we'll give Goldie a first taste.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Holy crap, that looks good, man.
That's
It looks
sick.
good, dude. Or you could
Maybe cut it.
you could cut it instead of...
What does it look like?
Oh,
Oh, mate, it looks good.
all right, you want to try a bit, Goldie?
Do you want my honest opinion? Do I say it's shit? So, is this the part that got sand on it? That's really good.
Yeah. Nice.
Nothing. Shit.
Very good.
Right, so it's been about 4.5 hours, I think, in total cooking time. It's rested for about half an hour now. I reckon we're ready to rock and roll. Let's have a look. Get a look at that. Porky, barbecuey, smoky, garlicky goodnessy. First beer.
Our first one for the day.
Right, so I'll rip into it anyway. It's been resting, like I said, for about half
Can
an hour.
you sit down, mate?
Falling off the bone.
Dude, that looks good.
Present to you. Have a look at that.
Oh, dude, it's fun.
What do you reckon, mate?
That's pretty good. Yep, that is really, really good.
Talk me through it.
It's
Smoky,
really, it's really sweet.
sweety.
Really, really sweet.
That's all you need to say.
Last but not least, beef ribs. Just under 6 hours. Been rested for about 30 minutes. Should have been longer, but Aaron was getting...
Jeez. So it's breakfast time. So what are we having with our Wheaties today, mate? That looks good.
They look pretty good. Look at the smoke ring.
On a side note, how good's Yeti in that one?
There you go, buddy.
Wow.
Talk to me about the flavours, mate. Does
Well,
like it?
it's salty, but juicy, tender. Yeah, full of flavour.
Looks good, mate.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. That's Goldie and Robbo.
And Halsey.
Halsey has a special guest. We only just started about 4 weeks ago. We just want to do it for shits and giggles, do stuff that entertains you guys and what we do. Camping, being outdoors with the family, maybe a couple of cook-ups. We don't know what we're doing. Subscribe if you want, like if you like. Any comments, chuck it down there and we can answer it. But thanks for tuning in and we'll see you next time. Keep it going. Hey guys, Robbo and Goldie here.
Go.
Okay, sorry, go.
You're on the roll, mate. That's good. What happened?
This woman,
What'd she do?
she stopped rolling when I was halfway through my stuff.
Hey guys. We'll do it again.